one of my musings is the sort of the yearly pen test, which actually drives consultancy firms into that transactional coin operator behavior, put the coin in, deliver the pen test. Leave the client with a whole bunch of problems. The client doesn't know any better. The client doesn't know how to buy better because there's very little out there in this respect. Yeah. And where does it go? It gets stuck. So do you think it's time? I mean, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, Chris, but I mean, I've spent personally, as you know, so much time now. I mean, hours, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in the last 18 months, 2 years, speaking with CISOs. Are we not at the absolute tipping point now where budget is forcing out constraints? Risk, threat, landscape, geopolitical, all of the soup of stuff out there. And, let's be honest, mature organizations who have everything are getting popped. It's a very, very serious issue. So are we at this fever pitch now? Have we got so much saturation in SaaS sales and security services and all those kind of things that we need to almost take a big deep breath in as consumers of these services and slow it down?
Yeah, I think the pace at which we're getting fired on is a lot greater. So I left being CISO in a time when if you were breached, you got fired. Because, if you're a good CISO, you better not get breached. There was a long string of that. So breach would happen, they'd clean it up, and then a month or two later, the CISO would be fired or, elsewhere. We're now in the arena where, to your point, everybody's getting pinched. Healthcare companies, tech companies, small companies, big companies. And so now it's, can the CISO that gets pinched deal with it and recover? There was a pretty big issue this year, in 2024, with an EDR company who pushed a bad update, and it caused kind of widespread panic. And it was interesting to me, not that it happened, because it's eventually going to happen to everyone. You're going to have someone who doesn't have a CI/CD pipeline that is secured correctly, or you don't have the right fault tolerance or regression testing. It's more about, what do the clients who are impacted do? I know that there were clients who were back up within hours. There were some very vocal clients that were a month out and still complaining about how they weren't able to get their systems online. And I think that really kind of goes back to the practitioner, but that was the long tail of, I think we do need to be more concise when we come to the table and ask for something from a company. And I think that is incumbent upon us as practitioners, as security leadership, to demand that of our staff, to demand that of our procurement team. To really partner and reach across the aisle to those folks, because a lot of times they like to step into or step in front of the cycle, and they don't get it. They're procurement people, and they can go drive down the price on toilet paper or paper towels or water bottles because, well, that's commodity. But when I say I need X and it needs to do these three things, I can't have them fighting against me. So I think since we're the genesis of the sales cycle, we need to be better at asking for the proper thing. And I think, to your point, stop just letting everybody come in and do a dog and pony show for you just because you want a free lunch or you want a Yeti cup or whatever. Go do it. But also, you're welcoming that sort of frenzied environment.